What's going on, traders? We're going to get it started. And yes, there's a surprise guest that's back. I know you guys have been asking and asking. We need my man Z. Well, guess what? Zunaid's back. Hit the like button. Let's get it started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. I mean, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
That's right. Scared money ain't don't make no money. Let's go ahead. Let's get right to the action. I'm going to go ahead and I'll share my screen in just a second here. But let's bring on the one, the only, Zunaid's back team. Smash it up. Let's get it going.
What's
Sound
up, man?
the alarm. Tell your grandma it's ready. Zunaid is back into the hot seat. And you guys know it. Fresh cut, ready to go. My man, never failing. Ready to get after it.
I knew that, I knew I was going to come back today or whatever. And so yesterday I tried to go get a nice little haircut and all that stuff. But I was, just for you, I was going to, but apparently they're closed Sunday and Monday. I guess that's their weekend. I don't know. And I have like a show tomorrow. So I'm like, I need somebody to fix me up. So we'll figure life out.
Come on.
But I appreciate
the visit at the house.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the chat, man. I'm happy to be back. And I'm sure when Ryan's back in a couple of days, the band will be back together. But yeah, appreciate it. And we'll talk about why I took a break and all that towards the end of the show.
Yeah, we'll get through it during the show like always. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. I'm just happy to have you back, man. Happy to have you here. So let's get to the action. Let's take a look a little bit about what's going on out there. There's Becca. She wasn't going to fail. You know it, my friend. Look at that smile. Look what you're doing, my man. Let's get to the spy action here, team. Well, I feel like what Anne-Marie told me on Thursday was really great. I had Anne-Marie banned on Start Swing Trading, and what she told me on Thursday is that she saw some like squeezing the shorts action. And I feel like Friday we got that also. And look at the hourly chart, right? We talk about hourly charts all the time. That was 14 candles, and only 2 of those candles were red from the last 2 days. What does that show us? Some pretty strength in the market, right? And I know that a lot of people were looking at the market a little bit bearish last week. And I can't blame you because let's say Monday and Tuesday, I was in that camp with you guys. I was like, yeah, we're going right back into 390s and we could come right back to the 380s. We're back in the channel. The bears are out there. Well, guess what, team? I've been trying to be even more flexible on that mentality, looking into really what's showing versus what I expect to happen, right? And so one thing that I could clearly see in this chart, right, is what? Well, let's just do it like this, right? If you draw a trend line from that channel, right, let's pull it to the high there, and you take a look, what does this kind of show us here? This shows us what we call more of what we call a throwback look. Right? When a stock breaks a range, what do you look for? For the stock to come back to that trend line and bounce off of those levels. We got really close last week. So if any look that I'm giving, if it's pure technically, it looks bullish, team. It looks really bullish. Now, of course, this is purely technical. There's always could be headwinds, and we have Jerome Powell speaking later in the week. That can always change things, right? That's going to be more of the story approach. But technical-wise, this shows me a bullish move. I also talked about how the golden cross that you get often comes with a serious decline, and then we get into what? The uptrend mode. I talked about this last week because I felt like we were really starting to get back into that. And even though I'm bearish in a really long-term outlook, stage 3 could be coming, which is the uptrend. You guys see it in this graphic here. I talked about this last week on Friday before we even started the market. Will we get that stage 3 uptrend? That's what I'm going to be focused on this week because that will change everything. That will get these stocks ripping. So what type of stocks will I be looking for? I'll be looking for strong stocks to stay strong, right? So one of my top watch is actually Apple. Yes, I said it, team. It's actually Apple because you guys know I've even been bearish Apple down here in the 120s. But the chart's not telling us that anymore. The chart is looking very bullish. And one thing that we've clearly seen how this 150 has played as kind of either resistance or support at multiple times. Now I'm going to really start looking for Apple to keep going. And we traded Apple last week bullish to the long. We'll look to try to jump on that again. I feel like it's already ran a little bit too much today. So maybe we get a pullback towards around 152. But for right now, I definitely think Apple in the big boys is one of the strongest ones. I also feel like Tesla can get there and actually push up. That's why I'm not going to be probably shorting Tesla. And you guys know I've tackled this one short, but I'm not running into it right now. I feel like we could get this run towards at least 230s and then start seeing the takedown. So be careful. I feel like some shorts got caught there on Thursday and could get the squeeze right back through the 200. If you get through that 200, I don't feel like there's going to be too many people very confident to be shorting Tesla. We'll see what happens there. We'll get out of some Tesla talk. You guys can keep an eye out on Ride today. That reported, but I'm not going to even touch that. And of course, I got my swing trades on Pakar. I'm up on this one about 5.8% from 72.12, which is right here, team. So I'm not worried on this one by any means. I'm trying to get 6% on the name and then take the money and run. American Airlines also a swing trade on from last week. 1586. We'll see if that one can keep moving. And the one that I'm slightly down in, which is CF, I'm taking a shot on this one based off of the mosaic chart that has been strong as of late. We'll look to see if this gets back up through there and continues the strength. We also traded NTR, one of our best wins last week. We're going to look for pullbacks towards 80 and below on NTR that I could get back into the name. But also, we also got a great trade on X. Look for maybe steel to stay strong. Nucor, Cleveland Cliff, those types of stocks I'm going to be watching. And BTU on the watch today. If we can get back up above 28, pushing towards 30, we'll look to see if that can get the lift. AMR is actually more of your leader in coal now. Take a look at this chart. Look how it's really pushing on the weekly, starting to push towards the 190s. So I think coal could start getting strong. And since I can't catch up to the leader in AMR, I hate buying through the highs. I'm going to look for BTU to maybe play a little catch up. You can see on the weekly, important level is if we can really start clearing around the 28.24s and especially 28.70s. So I'm going to say I'm going to put a line at 29. That's what we're going to be looking for this week. If we can get above 29s, I think you can get that BTU breakout. We'll see what happens there if they start to push. That's enough for my outlook. I want to go ahead and give you guys a couple of stocks like always, and then we'll see what happens during the open. Of course, this week, I think it's very important to watch what happens in that Jerome Powell speech. But other than that, we don't have too much negative, I think, looking forward. The 14th is the next CPI reading. I think that's when we could get a little bit more negative into the market. But there's not much out there. Unless the Fed just really destroys the market, I feel like we could have some bullish upside. But I'm going now to you, my friend. What do you see out there?
All right, appreciate that. And again, thank you everybody in the chat for all the love. It's good to be back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY here. I mean, what a rip we had on Friday. Just a nice little staircase after so much of a chop that we dealt with early on in the week. Now I'm kind of looking at the 404 and the 402 level, right? So you can see it's kind of resistance here on Friday. If we can go ahead and crack beneath it, I would love to kind of get a little retest. And if we want to go short, and then, of course, the crack below 402, if that happens today, I would expect us to come back on down to the $400 level. So it's not the best trade idea that I have, but it's just a level that I'm personally keeping an eye on. You can also give it a little bit of space because you do have the low of pre-market right there around 403.75. So that's about a 25-cent area to kind of keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Qs as that one is around 300. It's a point above. If you wanted to go long, I would wait for a retest of 300 right around here. And if you wanted to go short, I would wait for the break and then the retest of the $300 level. And you can try to see if you can capture a point down to here, the 299 level. And then, of course, you can see how every point kind of ends up being resistance, right? Or support in the past, resistance maybe this time around where you have 299 here. You see a little bounce there. And then you come on back down to about 298. You can see how that was kind of resistance on these two areas. And they finally popped above. No retest, though. On the Qs, though, 300 is a level that I'm keeping an eye on. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set an alert. And then I'm going to go ahead and mute my stuff there. Perfect. We're good on that end. Let's go ahead and take a look at Apple. The 150 play was just beautiful. You can see you kind of got chopped up. I personally did get chopped up a little bit because I went long here on Friday and then it kind of broke down. Then I went short here, made some money because I think it went down 50 cents or so, but it didn't give me the full thing. So once it cracked 150 again on this retest, I was able to take this one to the upside. So now it's quite above that area. So I'm going to come back here, pull back a bit, wait to see what it wants to do. I'm actually going to go ahead and clear these levels. There's nothing there for me besides the 154. So that's the pre-market high that we have. 154. So if it wants to go ahead and crack this one to the upside on the retest, I'd be interested in taking this one to the long side. Let's go ahead and take a look at Tesla. We talked about the 150 on Apple. Now we'll talk about the 200 on Tesla. So you've got that nice little move that happened again. Same thing. 200 didn't respect it cleanly. It was more so like 257 cents or so, but still something to keep an eye. It's going to be that $200 level. Possibly try to go short if it wants to go ahead and test it. But once it pops above on the retest, then you could possibly try to take this one to the upside. But nothing that I personally like until and unless we go ahead and crack this 198. If we can crack this 198 on Tesla, I'd be interested in going short. I'm going to go ahead and set my alerts. And the reason for that is you can see you kind of had a little bit of support there, broke down, tried to pop up, couldn't get it. And then here you had resistance, retest here at 12 o'clock on Friday, and then to the upside we went. So let's see how it behaves around that 198 level. Going to give it some space and see how things play out. Let me go ahead and actually take a look at something here. Give me 1 second. Where is... There's a couple of stocks. I'm looking at my notes here and see where I can find them. All right. I need to do a better job on my notes because I looked at some stocks last night when I was going over things. But here is NVIDIA. Mark this level where you had the 238.80s. You can see you had resistance. Now we're above, but in the pre-market, we're looking to come on back down. So how do we behave around this level is something to keep an eye on. If we're under it, I'd be interested in a short, but if it gets over, like, let's say 239, I'd go ahead and get myself out because that short is not going to work out for you. Taking a look at Amazon, you had the $95 level. That's been a pain to get above. You had it once, twice. It's more so kind of like the 94.75, but I'm going to go ahead and round it up to about 95 area. Could not get above, and it's still acting as resistance. So that's something to keep an eye on, especially if the market likes to is trending downwards. This could be another short that you can possibly take a look at. $93 is definitely an area for Google to go short on. That's what I'm going to go ahead and set some alerts. That way, if we break it, I can go ahead and try to take this one to the downside. Of course, we'll also see which stocks are relatively strong and weak compared to the market, right? So we'll keep an eye on those things and see if we're able to get an idea of which stocks we want to go ahead and pursue, whether we're long bias, short bias, whatever the case may be. If Microsoft wants to go ahead and break this area here of about 256 or so, I'd be interested in this one going short, but you also have resistance. You can also expect some support, around 255.61, as that's an area that was resistance in the past. Now we're above it. You can see we're resting right above that 256. So let's kind of keep an eye on Microsoft and see if we can get a play on this one. Facebook was just a beautiful long ever since the beginning of the opening bell on Friday. Nice little move to the upside. Would not be interested in shorting this one until and unless we go to the downside of 186. For me, that's personally the level I'd keep an eye on. If we can go ahead and get below this one, would be interested in taking to the downside. I need to figure out how I can. I need to open up my trade station because I have my Thinkorswim here. And I have my trade station, but I don't have my trade station like the pro trading platform or whatever. And this thing is going to move with me, isn't it? Yes, it is. Okay, let me stop it here real quick. Sorry. There you go. It's kind of weird when the camera moves with you, in my opinion. AI, this has been a fun little stock to trade. I mean, just with all the AI stuff and everything. By the way, okay, fun fact. For those of you, we got about 2-3 minutes till the market open. Last night, I was talking to somebody, and forget that part. ChatGPT, if you tell ChatGPT like 4 or 5 random facts about a certain someone and then tell it to write you a poem, it'll do a really good job. I'm just letting you know. I know Valentine's Day is already gone. I know that was last month, but you got St. Patrick's Day coming up. Celebrate your somebody. I'm telling you, tell ChatGPT maybe 3 to 5 facts about a certain someone and tell it to write you a poem based on those facts. It's going to do a really good job. But yeah, taking a look at the futures. By the way, I'm gonna see if I can get an account with like Top Step or one of these prop firms, and see how I can utilize their money to make money. But the annoying thing is that you have to go through 2 verifications. It's one thing if I got to go through one of them, but to go through two of them, excuse me, is a little bit of a pain in the ass. So we're gonna figure some stuff out to get funded accounts, and we'll trade them right here in front of y'all, like we have in the past, and like I do now currently, honestly. But yeah, I'm telling you, Nick, I'm telling you, do it. Try it out. Matter of fact, we'll do it. We'll do it. You know what we'll do? Chad, if y'all remind me towards like the 10:40, 10:45 area, we'll have Chat GPT write a poem about, I don't know, live trading or something like that. We'll figure it out. But let's see. The stock that I'm going to keep an eye on, or the ticker I'm going to keep an eye on rather, is going to be Qs. I want to see how it behaves around the $300 level. I would ideally like to just take the $300 bounce and see how that works. Matter of fact, let me see if I can do that. And we'll risk about, let's see, let's take about 100, give ourselves a little bit more space, and we'll wait till about that area, and we'll see if we can make 67 bucks out of it as well. So there you go. That's the only current trade that I have on. Again, for those of you that are just joining us, you've never seen me trade. This is real money, right? So there's my account number right there on TradeStation. And you can see my balance account right there as well. I trade on TradeStation. I trade on TD Ameritrade here. And then E-Trade used to be my main broker, but I took money out of that and I put it in Thinkorswim. And so those are the 2 accounts that I use at the moment. We've got about less than a minute till the bell. Good luck. Don't force any trades. Let's wait for some retests, wait for some great setups, and we'll be able to kind of rock and roll. 300 is what I'm keeping an eye on for the Qs. And all right, there we go.
Let's go. Bell on, bell on.
All right. Let's see. Taking a look around.
Looking to see if I can get Picard to bounce into the 6% stage, and then I could take the money and run in that trade. Focusing on swings first for me, and then I'll focus on day trades. I actually like when I focus more on my swings first because it just takes me away from the market at first. So I can at least give the market a little bit of time to start digesting a little bit. All right, let's catch it. What's going on in the chat? How we doing out there? Smash it up. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Looking at my positions here at their opening. There's Picard trying to get towards 76.50s. If it could get to 77s, I'll definitely just take the money and run. Just keeping an eye out on it.
All right, there's the SPY. SPY just broke 405.
Low pull back there to start up.
Let us know if y'all see any chat. Let us know if y'all see any stocks in the chat. Look at Tesla. Didn't even want to test that $200 level. Just a straight move down for about a couple of points at the open, about less than 2 minutes. And then now, okay, so if Tesla wants to come back and retest this area here, about 197.68, I'd be interested in going short. And there's Apple Crossing. I'll take a look at that here in a second. See if we can get a 2-to-1 trade on that retest. So we're not going to chase it here. So here's why I'm taking this Tesla trade. You've got the previous close that it just broke through. You have this area, which has been support and resistance here. And then it finally broke through, had the retest. So you've kind of got the 198 level, which I perceive now to be resistance. I would love for it to come back and test it. And then we'll see how it wants to behave from there. Let's go ahead and take a look at Apple, as Apple is trying to break above this 154 level. The market is currently up only about a quarter point, where Apple is up 2%. So it is relatively strong.
Tesla on the pullback.
Yeah. Let's see. You've got Facebook here as well. Facebook making moves. Well, I could try to go. How much? I'd be risking about a point. All right, let me see if I'm going to try to take a small position on Meta here for 50 shares, and then I'll grab another 50 if it wants to come back down to this level. But my stop loss is going to be about 187.57. Let's see if we can take some profits around 190. Here, I'm going to move this one down because you guys know I have issues. About 189.
Like this 197 for Tesla. It is fighting it right now. We'll see if it kind of can make the move.
So you want to talk about stocks that are relatively weak. This would be one of them. Tesla. All right, there we go. We just got filled on our Tesla short, risking about $50 to the upside. And if this trade wants to work in our favor, we're going to look to get $100 out of it. It's a 2-to-1 risk reward trade. Let's see how it all plays out.
Still haven't gotten that push in Picard. Just keeping a close eye on that one because it's close to profits. AAL is looking good for us here. It's starting to push at 1650. Is going to look for that one to continue through towards the resistance of the 1660 and 1660 area. I'm going to take some profits in there and then look for a 17, if not 1750 run. So we'll probably take 2 profits after that. Just look for it to keep pushing.
All right, we're about 20 to 30 cents in the money on the Facebook trade. Nothing too crazy there.
All right, let me take a look at some sectors and industries, how we're doing out the gates here, what's leading, what's not. Communication services, utilities, then technology, financial services behind that. What's in the red to start is energy, basic materials, and healthcare.
There's our Tesla trade. The 1-to-1 has been met. So if you wanted to, you can now move this to break even, but I'm going to leave it be. I'm good with my risk of $50. But we are $1 in the money on the Tesla short. And let's see, if we go to the 1-minute chart here, you can kind of see how, look, you went down, you retested the previous close. Thankfully, we got refilled right there. Now we're $70, $80 in there, and you're up about $1.50 or so. We're waiting for 195.68 to come through. I am going to go ahead and now move this puppy to break even. Now I cannot go red on this. I will be annoyed if we go here and I get stopped out because I break even, but it is what it is. Let's see if we can get $100 off of this. And again, this is just 50 shares. This is just 50 shares, nothing too crazy whatsoever. Looks like Meta's going to come back down a little bit, down on that trade. Might get filled on that 188.14s.
The Apple's just been strong as of late. I definitely say that. Crow, send me one of those. I want one.
Oh, look at that. Nice little retest. So here, let's see. I don't think you're not going to see it on the 5. Oh, you might actually. There you go. You broke above the 154. Then you had the retest here on Apple. And now you're looking for days high. And there's days high on Apple. So you had resistance. It broke through, retested it. And to the upside we go. And let's see if that gives a bit of a lift to Facebook there. We need Tesla to continue coming down. I am a little nervous that I might not get this extra $25 that I want. I'm not going to lie to you. So I might just move. Here's what I'm going to do. Just so I can lock in some gains. Yeah, I'm just going to move my stop loss right there. So if I do get stopped out, I'll still make about $40. And it looks like I did go ahead and purchase some more Meta. So let me go ahead and take care of not that. Stop loss is going to be 100 shares there. And then we're going to look to take profits here as well.
Lay down, Bubba.
There you go. Now on this trade, I'm risking about $91 to make 147 on the Meta trade. Let's see how that one works out. Tesla, our stop loss is in profit, so we cannot lose any money there.
All right, what's going on out there, team? I'm not seeing much that I want to get into right now. I think that, you are seeing a little bit of some bullish move, but I'm just looking around. I'm seeing technology just slightly up, financial services getting into the green a little bit. So maybe Goldman Sachs starts to bounce a little bit. Did go back down to that 340. So it's already gotten to that bounce range. It's been between kind of 374s and 340s for the last 2 or 3 months. take a look at that. Starts to uptrend today. Bank of America could be another one to look for an uptrend on the day. It's pulling back to the VWAP right now. I wanted to play it back towards 3430s, but it's just too tight of a risk to reward for me to even want to go after. So I'm just going to keep looking. Pakar is going to be one that I'm looking to take some profit in here as we get up through this. I'm already up 6%, so I'm just looking for a nice little push here to see if we can get to the 77. But going to take all this and run. Take the money and run situation here in Pakar. All right, we'll see if we can get that lift. Also going to look to see if deer can stay strong on the day. Cat, and you can see those are pulling back right now. So that's why I'm also looking to just take the money and run here. We are above the 6% right now. I'm looking to see if we can get a little bit more drive, but if we start pulling back, I'm just going to take it.
All right, Tesla, that trade is a dub. So we went ahead and closed out that trade. You can see here it went ahead and poked below. So we went ahead and closed out that trade. Unfortunately, our meta long is not working out. We're going to get stopped out here at about 30 cents or so to the downside. So the $100 we made, we're going to give back about 91 of it right here on the meta short, or excuse me, on the meta long, as it cannot hold this 188 level. So it's almost there at the stop out level. We're not going to move it. We're going to leave it be.
I like Honeywell and pullbacks. I'm going to look for that for a swing. If I can get it to pull back towards 197.
Let's see what we
BE
got.
continuing in the green. That one I'd look for just more day trade style, but it is pushing strong. Diversified industrial is not looking too bad there.
Let's see how it did. No, it's just right there. It's nothing crazy. All right, stopped out on meta, so that one's an L. And now you've got, sorry, go ahead.
Lockheed Martin doesn't look too bad off of 480s if it can get back through 480s. All right, not getting much in that Pakar. I'm just going to take the money and run here. It could still push through the 76, but it's not going to give me too much more. So, boom, I'm closing that one. Not a bad gainer at all. 6% gainer on that one. I'll take the money and run. Pakar. And look at this one, team. That was a nice swing. We got it down here in this in-between stage. And 3 days up, boom, we got it, team. Not a bad little 6% move from the support to the resistance. Sold some, rode it all the way up there for the breakout. Now we got it. It's taking that money and running.
Ticker KALA. I'm going to try a little bit of a small size here. It's a bit spready, but just for fun. I'm going to go ahead and take just 50 shares here. I got filled at 20.50. I'm risking $1. So if it goes in and breaks 1937s, I'll be out. Looking to get about 23.69s on this one. So it's about a 3-to-1 trade. If it flies right back to the pre-market highs, great. You can see resistance at 24.94. Matter of fact, this 24.94 I have drawn from somewhere in the past. I didn't just do that. I'm not sure where it came from. Again, I'm terrible at having my notes on my crayon drawings, but nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and add this one so we know if we make money or lose money on that trade there. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening everywhere else. The other stock that I'm interested in is going to be on Apple. We're about 4 minutes away from closing on this 15-minute candle. I'd love to have this close above, get a retest, and then my stop loss would be right here, right? So I'd be risking about 50 to 60 cents. What's up, Jan? Appreciate the love. And let's see what's going on with AI. Again, can't get over that 28.76 level. Let's go ahead and take a look at NVIDIA. I know that one has a sharp move to the downside. Now it's bouncing from the 237s. Facebook, unfortunately, just weak. It was still, quote unquote, strong, if you will, since the open. But if you are at comparing how much it's up compared to the market, but you can see here the market's been kind of on an upside move, right, since at the open. Meta, on the other hand, has been downside, so that doesn't help whatsoever. And there's ticker KALA moving a little bit to the upside. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and grab some more, and then we'll move this one. Here's what we'll do. So we'll move this 100. We'll move this, let's say, about here. There we go. And then we'll have the other 50 shares up here somewhere. So I've got 100 share stop loss. Is still the same, 1937. Google towards the 155s now, cracked above 155. I think 155.03 were the highs. as you've got highs on the SPY as well. So the SPY clearly never came down to the 404.09 level for us to get filled. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that trade. Never gave us the retest that we wanted to that level. You got 25.59. The Crow, you were saying that's your take profit area, I assume? Because there's no way you're still in it. Yeah, that's definitely what you mean. It's got to hold this $20 level, though, for sure. Needs to hold a $20 level. Q's with a nice little pop-up. UNCY. All right, trying to get above that 150. That'll be key for it. Nice dollar test in the pre-market. Got to get above that 150 area. Look at Tesla. Great job by us by taking gains. As that one's kind of bouncing right back up. Now, it'll be interesting because I would not be surprised whatsoever if this decided to close here in the 15-minute candle in a minute. It comes back, retests this, and then makes more of a downside move. Tesla is definitely relatively weak compared to the market. It'd be really interesting to see if it has like a bit of a retest. Something to keep an eye on. I'm not going to trade it again because I've already made money on this. I don't want to go back in the well, but definitely something to keep an eye on. And ticker KALA. Here we go. You had buyer step into the $20 level. That's the level that we did not want to have broken, and now it hasn't. We've made $50. We're up about what is this? And of course, right as and what's crazy is that you've got a spread here of about 10 cents, if not more. And so look at that. Now you got a spread to 50 cents, 40 cents. So yeah, this is going to get a little bit crazy. And there's the move to the downside. So this is what happens. You get a little cocky and you're like, oh, look, it's making a move to the upside. And it just gives you the middle finger as it comes on down. That $20 level just broke. The spread was just
starter on Unity. Starter long Unity. So I'm going long on Unity here, team, looking for the reversal off the bottom off that 30.72. I'm going to look for the 15-minute pre-market pattern here to be that bullish pattern that pulled back on that hourly pullback, right? Hourly pullback right to the support around 30.65. Maybe you want to draw it to 61. So now I'm looking for a recovery of 31 to really get strong here. So we just pushed through that 31. I'm going to look for the VWAP to hold here on pullbacks. I can add at like 85 here on pullbacks, and then I'll look for that big rip out through the 31s. Look to see what happens. All right, getting that pullback there. Let me see if I can get the 85 ad here. Still nothing yet. All right, just got to add there at the 84s there. Now just want to see if it can reverse back through 31s. Just got one more ad here at the 85s. Look to see if it comes back up through 31s. SPY overall. Pulling back there to the VWAP. We'll look to see if we VWAP bounce. Apple's been strong. That's up about 2%. Microsoft is one that's been strong. And Google, we've talked about this 90 for it so long, and it's just continued the trend. Back to the upside since that 90. Hasn't been bad at all on Google. All right, back to Unity. We'll see if it cracks to 61. 61s are going to get me out. Looking on a 5-minute close above 30.72. All right, and just for other trades out there, just continuing to watch American Airlines on the pullback. There's a little bit of a cut through. We'll look to see if it cuts through that 30.61 on a 5-minute basis. That's going to be the hourly support starting to break. So I'll look to see if that gets through. The next layer is towards 30.36. So just got to keep that in mind.
All right, I'm going to put money where my mouth is. So you had the 154, the game plan on Apple at the 154 level was what? 15-minute close above, come back with the retest of that level, the pre-market highs. And that's where we go ahead and take 150 shares of Apple at 154.04. Stop loss is right at 153.38. You can see you had support in pre-market and also at the opening bell. And that's where you want to see if we can get an upside move. This is going to be a 1-to-1 trade if it works out. Looking to take profits at 154.70, or if it doesn't, we end up to the downside and get taken out there. If this 15-minute candle does close below, I'm going to wait for the retest. Is Meta, by the way, just giving up all the gains, almost going green to red on Meta here.
Instant stop out there in that U. I'm out, team. Got hit on that U. Unity did me dirty. It went up there to 31s there too. It looked good, but quick reversal off that 31. There could have been some sellers waiting there. Takes a hit there. SPY back at VWAP. We'll see what happens there. Tesla back towards the lows. Looking to test that 195.60s. Netflix into the green today. That doesn't look too bad. That's been pulling back significant amount, bouncing off at a daily level. Kind of like this Netflix today. Just need to see a pullback here to the VWAP. Getting it now. I'm going to look for like 319s on Netflix for pullbacks. VWAP is slightly above that, towards 319.77s, but I'm going to look for that 319 level for a Netflix pullback.
Excuse me.
PE recovering now. Picard coming back to the upside. I'm all out of that one, but just kind of mentioning names that I was looking at to stay strong. Industrials. Honeywell was looking for a 197 pullback. Haven't gotten it. I think if it gets back up above 200, it's going to look decent, especially because it's been pulling back on a nice pullback. While the leader in that area, at least for right now, GE is actually pushing higher. Honeywell's higher market cap, but not a bad move there on GE. So looking for Honeywell to start making a move. I'll always look for pullbacks on this one to see if I can get in. But for right now, the trend is a little bit too higher. I'm just looking for some pullback to get in it.
All right, moment of truth here for Apple. About 10 to 12 cents away from getting stopped out. As you can see, we've literally, you got support is what we are hoping for the fourth time on this one and make its move back towards 154. But if it cracks that, it'll easily go ahead and stop me out here. But I'm perfectly okay. Even if I lose this trade, I'm okay with it because the reason I got into the trade was a good one and I would take it 10 out of 10 times. If it doesn't work out this time, yikes, so well. Not going to be upset over it.
Well, bounce off support today and is making a nice move back up is CRM. CRM having a good day. VWAP bounce now holding 185. I saw as support. Bounce slightly below that and now it's recovering. It's at 187. With that one, I'd watch like a little bit of Oracle. That was one that we started watching getting going on the sympathy move. She liked this. I'm looking for a day trade maybe here on Oracle. It's been really strong as of late, though. So you could get the red day pullback towards around kind of the 88.77. Look to if I can get 89.60s here on a pullback for Oracle. How's the SPY coming down fast? No, it's actually bouncing on the VWAP a little bit there.
So here's what's interesting. If you're playing this Apple Alpha, the 5-minute, you're seeing as, hey, the 154 was support. We broke it, and now we're retesting it, right? And if this rejection, this right here, if you're playing it off of the 5-minute, tells you to kind of go short. However, we got into this trade because of the 15-minute, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to adjust anything. We're now right back at break even. So we were down about $80. Now we're right back at break even. I'm going to leave it be. But I hope you understand why the main thing I'd love for you guys to go ahead and take away is why I have my stop loss where I have it. It's because I went ahead and looked at here. Let me go to move the VWAP so it's a little cleaner. I looked at the 15-minute and I said, okay, in the pre-market, you had support right here in these three areas, just give me the two areas, and then you had it come right back and test it at the opening bell, and it held its support as well. So that's why I had my stop loss right below it. And look at that. That's exactly where the market came down in the second 15-minute candle. Tested it, found buyers again, and to the upside we went. Now, you need buyers to continue having that power over the 154. I would say chances are that it may not have that. However, I'm into this trade. I don't want to adjust in it mid trade. I'm going to leave it be. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, I lose $100. Again, A-okay with it.
All right, I did grab some Oracle there on a starter spot there at 89.61. So just a starter there on Oracle. CRM, I think, is going to be a little bit stronger, but I need CRM on a nice pullback. It's already pushing strong. Like, I'll show you guys the chart. You see it pushing strong here. I think that one's going to help Adobe push stronger. And Oracle has been strong out the gates here. So I'm looking for a little bit of a pullback fill towards 89.50s. Got the starter on at the 61. Going to look to see if I could add there at the 50s. If not, I'll hold on to this and look for the push back towards 90.25, which is a good up move, right? We're talking, what, 60 cents to the upside, and the risk is only about 30 cents on here. Wanted to add closer to the 89.50s, and then that would lower the risk to it's about 20 cents for a 60-cent gain. All right, what else is being called out there? EMPH, the solar name, right? Solar is definitely one to watch. We were talking about EMPH that could lag behind. Why? First, solar is a big move, right? It's continuing in the green, and we also said look for maybe SEDG to get that lift and continue. 330s was the level that I was looking for to get back through. Look at Friday's action, went to 330.70. Today, you get slightly below that 324, recovering the 336. This looks great, man. I'm a little bit frustrated I don't have a solar position because this does look great on the monthly. I could see these solar names getting a nice little run. SEDG, one to watch. EMPH, nice little lift off the kind of monthly support here off the 202. First stop for me would be around 247, but you're ways from there. That's about 20 points away from that. So it doesn't mean that it's going to go straight to that level, but that's where I could see it going towards on the monthlies. Nice little move there, Laura, if you're able to capture it.
You've got, by the way, Apple in the money now by about 20, 30 cents as it pokes above 154. 15-minute, excuse me, or on the 5-minute here, waiting for this candle to close. 15 minutes still has another 5 to go.
Oracle looking interesting, is trying to recover here, the VWAP, and if it just recovers right back up to 90.25s, well, we'll just sell it. I'll just smash in, smash out, boom, take it. Maxen, Sabrina's talking about, another solar name. Beautiful chart on AM, says the Crow. He's looking at it, see if it tests the 7. AM. Take a look at that.
Yeah, if you're going to get into
Ooh.
this one, you can see the 750
Like
area. There's going to be resistance.
It's interesting on that one. Hourly levels held around the 640 pullback level. So that looked good too. And you saw the prior range resistance around 627 or 625. So people that risked off of that already made about 60 cents on the upside for only risking about what, 20 cents, 3 to 1, 4 to 1. I like those outlooks. Keeps you to not even having to be 50% accurate on cheaper names. And I think that's an important outlook. That's why I look at the hourly so much, because I feel like the reward, the risk to reward gets that much better on the hourlies. So on that one, at least from my outlook, I'd be looking for 675s on pullbacks, but that's just my outlook. You guys do what you guys want to do on AM. Oracle pulling right back down. How's our SPY here? Getting a little chop action.
How do
hasn't taken out the high. What you got, man?
You got a question here in the chat, Mingo. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. How do you determine your take profit? So I determine it in two ways. One is based on my risk. The first thing that I look at is my risk. So in this Apple trade, it's like, hey, cool, I'm willing to risk up to $100. Okay. In that case, where is my stop loss? Right. So my stop loss is about 60 cents. And that tells me, okay, cool. If I want to, lose about $100, not want to, but if I am okay losing $100 and the move is 60 cents of a stop loss, that's about 150 shares that I can take. Okay, cool. Now I know where my stop loss is. If I want this to be a one-to-one trade, my take profit is going to be the same area. So 60 cents to the downside, 60 cents to the upside. That gives me a 1-to-1 trade, right? That's one way that I like to do it. Another way is just to kind of take a look at levels. So, for example, on this Kala trade, it didn't work out obviously for me. However, actually, let's go to the Tesla trade because that did work out for me on the short that we took. I looked left and I knew that, hey, if I want same thing, kind of went through the same process. I wanted a 2-to-1 trade, and I said, okay, cool. I see this area as 150, well, 195.50 as support. I want to get out before this support gets tested, which is why I took my profit somewhere here in the 196s area. And look at that. When it came down to the 195.50s, it did go ahead and bounce and give yourself about $1. So 2 ways I do it. I determine the risk, then based off of that risk, I'll go ahead and have myself a 1-to-1 trade at the very minimum, if not a 2-to-1 trade so far and so forth. Someone in the chat, Andy, said, are you doing options or regular? At the moment, I'm doing regular. I do have a couple of options trade that I'll do on the left-hand side, but not as heavy as I used to, like, say, 6 months ago.
All right, just watching Oracle. That's the one that I got right now. So I'm just looking at it to see if I add here on the pullback. I also like looking at like maybe like a stock sell trade back to the 16s, but that's kind of the similar trade. Nvidia is one that I'm keeping a close eye. It's bouncing off the kind of 237. We'll look to see the SPY takes out 405.75 on the up end. Apple is on the pullback right now around the VWAP. It did make a nice little pullback towards 153.50s. We'll look to see if it bounces back to just 155 or takes out 153 on downside. BBIO pulled back there to the 18. Doesn't look too bad. At least you know your risk spot there, but it's all depending on how you want to go after this one. Understand that it is a fast mover, right? One cut, 2 cuts, 3 cut. I'd like an attempt to 775 and then a recovery here through 18 for BBIO. Actually, I might take that one here with you guys. I don't mind. I'm just keeping an eye on Oracle too because I want to get that ad. There's that test there for BBIO. Going to look to see if it breaks down here or does it recover and then comes right back through 18s.
So look at Apple, right? That 154 level. You had a bounce above, you retested it, you met your goal. Came back down, tried to retest it, came up above, retested that 154 level on the 5-minute, held, and now it's looking to make a move to the upside. So that 154 level is definitely key. Unfortunately, it seems like we can't get over this 154.40 area to make a march towards 154.70s, but nonetheless, still in the trade, haven't adjusted anything. We'll see how things play out. Zunaid, why don't you trade options like you used to? For me, it was more so if I needed to move money out of E-Trade to go ahead and pay taxes and things like that. And I'm not too familiar with the, what do you call it, Thinkorswim on this one. And then also I had the habit of taking near expirations, so 0 days till expiration type of trades, and that wasn't exactly working out for me while I'm trying to trade. Show you guys the trades that I'm taking, this, that, and the other, but I do plan on getting back into it starting April for sure. It was just a risk management thing for me.
Rule of 3 starting to come into play for that BBIO, and I'm going to look for it to test down to 755s even. It could test there, but it doesn't look too bad off the kind of the 1 minute off the bottoming action here. So you can give it a test towards the lows there, 1763s. And if I see that test here and then a recovery back through the 1780s, I take my shot here in BBIO. But just keeping an eye out on the market because overall we're just still in a little bit of a chop. Haven't really taken out the highs, so keep your eyes to see if we take out those highs. That'd be a better look there for certain stocks to continue, which is to move back above 405.75. So keep your eyes on that level or close above that. If not, we could test a 405 on the down end, and then we could break a little bit. Watch out.
Rolling, that's funny. Yeah, Kala, you've got it back above 20 for a moment, but that spread and everything else, it's just not the cleanest. It could obviously work, but I'm not going to get back into it personally. Apple just can't seem to get above the 154.40 area, as that one's still kind of dancing around. We're still in this one. Not going to touch it, not going to do anything with it. You've got higher highs on the 15 minutes so far on the SPY. Similar story on Nvidia, even though that one's down 0.5%. You still got higher highs at the moment.
Seeing that attempt here for BBIO, we'll look to see if it returns around and gives us a bullish level look. I'll show you guys that chart right there in the middle. You guys see it here. There's 3 attempts to break down through this low. Let's see if we get reversal back up through 18 or a cut down through 1755.
Good call out. Boeing is testing the low of Friday.
Yeah,
if
big
you're
pullback.
If you're interested in going long, which again, that stock is $5 away from the open. And if you feel like you can scalp it up to about maybe the 212 area, your risk off would be right there. 209.45s. Should be 209.50s would be your risk off area. And if you want to go short, you'd wait for the crack right here. Wait for the crack, and on the retest, you can go ahead and get in. But Boeing, definitely weak. Down 2%.
Oracle pulling back. SPY trying to get through that 405.75. Look for some of the bigger stocks to try to maybe make an up move also, like Apple, Microsoft, Google. How's Tesla? Still leaking? Yeah, leak on Tesla. That's holding us down. That's for sure.
Yeah, Tesla went ahead and broke the lows. Now it's at 195.13s as you've got Apple making a move to the upside. What I am going to now do, though, is if this doesn't make a push here on Apple, I'm going to want to get out. So I'm going to move my stop loss to about right there. So I'm going to risk now $24 instead of the 99 that I typically had there, or that I originally had rather. Because to me, in my opinion, if this goes ahead and pierces through, it's probably going to go ahead and move all the way down. And I don't want to be a part of that. But here we go. Up $70 on the trade, up 50 cents in the money.
Like this Oracle trade now a lot better. I'm going to try to get a little bit more here just to add a little bit. Just want it to be below my entry. So towards 60s, I can add here on Oracle now.
Snap with a nice little move to the upside. Not going to play it, but appreciate you calling it out.
Looking to see the SPY takes out that 405.75 here. All right, Oracle's looking better now that it's starting to get back above VWAP. If we can close a 5-minute candle above VWAP here, from that point on, we can hold on VWAPs for pullback entries and then hold break even on the rest. BBIO did crack that 1755 level that I wanted to see it turn around on. So that one's pulling back a little bit too far to attack here. So I'm going to leave that one alone. If it can come back up through 18 later, yeah, we can watch it. But right now, I don't think it's a touch. I'm going to leave it off there. I'm just going to watch Oracle starting to make the move now. That looks good here on the right-hand side. You can see that. We're going to look for that to push. I did have an ad to add at 89.47. It went to 89.51. Now back up towards 89.90s. Let's see if it takes out 90s on the upside. That's going to be a good level. Look at the SPY here on the left, trying to take out the 405.75 spot. If that can go a little bit higher, now we can start pushing. We'll look for Apple to take lead here and go back towards 155. Tesla want to see a reversal action. Microsoft bounce off the VWAP. Doesn't look too bad there. Google overall staying strong.
AI with a nice move. I'm going to go ahead and try AI here with 100 shares. Stop loss for me is going to be previous close break. So we're going to risk off here. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab a little more. No, don't go without me. Relax.
Looking for some pullback opportunities. There is one that I got close to getting into, which is NTR, but that's a swing. Honeywell continuing through the 198.42, so I wasn't able to get that pullback. Going to keep an eye out on a name like that. Would look for GE maybe on this pullback back toward the 87.60s. Doesn't look too bad off the 87, 86.80 pullback. And a lot of people just don't trade GE, but I think it trades nice pattern-wise, so I don't think it's a bad outlook on that one, but I'm just keep going. I'll take a look at XLI. XLI, of course, is the industrial ETF. Can he go a little bit higher? Doesn't look too bad there.
Kala with a nice move above 20, reclaimed it. Now it's at 21.20s, now 21.34s, now 21.68s. Moving on to way to the upside. Let me go to put my charts up here. Hit the 22 area,
Boom, boom.
and it got smacked by 50 cents. Ticker KALA. If you guys got in this one as a reclaim 20 bucks, hopefully you took your profits, as that one did go ahead and give you $2 on that move to the upside.
All right, just looking for that continued push. MOS pulling back today, team. BTU trying to recover VWAP.
AI moving to the upside. We're up about 20 cents in the money there. Come on, baby. Keep on going. Keep on chucking.
SPY now at 406.03, so we just got through that 405.75 spot. Look to see if you close above 406 on 5 minutes. That's going to show me strength there. Oracle looking great now to 90.01. Once we get to 90.10s into that area, I'm going to take some profit and then look for the rest of it to run. We'll see what happens here on Oracle.
All right, there's Apple finally above the 154.50 area. Now we need about an additional, what is that, 10 cents for us to go ahead and ring the register on this one. 5 cents, 4 cents, 3 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents. Come on. Boo. Come on. There we go. But cha-ching. To the upside we go. Took money on that trade. But more importantly, hopefully you understood why we got into this long at the 154 area. Let's go ahead and check back in on AI. That one's moving to the upside. We're up about 30 cents on this one. I'm going to go ahead and move my stop loss right below this candle.
All right, I like SOX L here on pullback to 77, but it might not get that pullback. I'll look to see if I can get it.
Come on, baby.
SOX L.
Come on, baby.
With that being mentioned, you could maybe take a look at like an NVIDIA and AMD. I like on the pullback here.
So on AI here, it's been a minute since.
Boom. Was able to take some profit there in Oracle, team. Majority of that hit there in Oracle. Got to move there towards the 90-10s. Was sitting there. Got to fill, team. Boom. Let's take it. Let's take it. Oracle bouncing us back there for sure.
Nice trade on that. I do have resistance at about 30.49s, but there's no way it did all that. Yes, it did. It sure did. AI came all the way back down. Come on. Just keep chugging along.
All right, looking around to see what else is making moves. I'm going to start using my Benzinga Pro, of course, to just look at the intraday movers to see what's getting the move right now. Over the last 15 minutes, what's at the top? AI, of course. Then you got RTC. You got Riot. You got Veri. VERI. So I'm just calling through those. I'm looking at my Benzinga Pro scanner on the right-hand side. This one looks interesting through 8. What a stock, man. And this one's just been making a nice little push back. Kind of like this one through 8 here. It's looking like it's trying to get that nice lift there. And nice little VWAP bounce off the 760s up there towards the 8. So not a bad one to keep on watch there. BIGC, another one, big conference. I know a lot of people have been kind of keeping an eye out on this one. Has been trying to fill in the gap right back to the upside. LPSN, this is one I've heard mentioned a couple of times. It was when it was making that big move. It's back there towards 12, trying to make a little bit of a move there. Riot definitely showing up there. So you guys can look at Mara and those types of stocks. Looks like Bitcoin stocks getting a little bit of a lift today. MSTR also showing up on here. So that just shows me that, yeah, these are getting the lift right now. Keep your eyes out on those.
Real quick, someone asked, how do we trade BBIL? I personally don't know. To me, you've got 16 as the best support area to get into the trade. Sure, you could get in now because you have a little bit of a support that came in at the session start, but 16 would be the only area that I try to get into this one. Something that I did a little wonky. So I am long AI, as you guys already know, but I also went ahead and took a short on Tesla. The reason being is because you had this 195.50 area that was holding on as support, finally cracked, and then I went short on the retest. Matter of fact, I'm going to actually go ahead and add maybe at about another 30 shares to go short. Make this one here. Let's just do this actually. There you go. So risking about $110, looking to make about $110 if it comes down to the 193.95. I'm actually going to try to go ahead and do about, there you go.
It's a nice move for Oracle. BBIO is coming back there, team. I do see that reversal off of a 5-minute, kind of lowered towards the 721 outlook. So support to me is on that one, 730s, looking to recover 18. When you get to that 18, look for big buyers to step up, or maybe a wall of sellers there that you got to get through. Once that gets through, I would look for a pop towards 1875. Want some fast action if it's going to get moving there. It's going to get through the 1875, and then you got a 19 push above it where it could really start getting its motors moving. Hendricks, I know you want to take over the show, man, but
that's fine.
He just wants to sit on my lap, but I'm like, no, come on, man. Got to trade.
There's Tesla having a tough time getting back above 195.50s and reclaiming it. We are short about 80 shares.
Boom, Oracle, baby. BBIO recovering now, 1780s. That looks interesting for me, but I'm going to stay off of that. It's a little bit too much risk for my game, team. And I like it. I'll tell you the truth. Like, I'm itching over here, but itching's not going to get me to trade, team. So I'm going to leave that one down there. It can run. It can move. It looks good, but I'm not going to play it. There's 18 now, 1798s. Look to see that wall that's sellers. There's my alert for it, too, in the 1790s. But it is recovering there, BBIO. I wouldn't be shorting this thing. I know that some people are shorting it. Full disclosure, you guys can do whatever you want, but this looks still bullish for me. There's a nice test for Oracle on the right-hand side towards the high breakout, which is 90.25. But I just wanted to get through there, so I'm giving it the chance. We'll see if it continues to push. SPY, can we get a continued push? We did get the 5-minute to close above 406, 406.25. Now we're taking that next step. Apple reached 155. Well, I can't give you investment advice, but I do see it trying to take out Monday's high, 155.03. So there's no reason why I can't at least tap that there. That's a previous high, right? It doesn't look bad at all. And if you guys heard what was one of my top bullish charts today, it was Apple. Even though we have already gapped up, still looking strong. I just don't want to trade it here because I don't have that continuation move. If I would have kept some of my shares from Friday, then yeah, it would be a little different. Tesla now starting to make a bottom there. That doesn't look too bad to maybe take a shot off kind of like the 195s. But I don't want to take a stock that's been weak on the day when there's some stocks that have been strong on the day. We'll look for those strong stocks to continue.
There's AI making a nice move to the upside one more time. Made session highs. We needed to continue going. All right, there it goes. Boom. Just like that. Went into gains. Had the limit order taken out. And so we are all out of AI. And the reason we got into the trade in the first place, we had resistance at 28.76. So when it popped above on the 5-minute on the retest, we got back in. Almost got our gains. Came right back down, flushed, but finally moved to the upside and made money there. However, as is life, our Tesla trade, not necessarily working out in our favor. We did go ahead and take this one because you had the resistance, you had the support being tested, and in hopes of it testing and acting as resistance and holding, it looks like it's going to try to reclaim it. If this 5-minute candle closes above this 195.51, I will go ahead and close this one out for
boom. Two trades that we just talked about already played out there. Microsoft VWAP bounce, boom, back to the upside. That looks great. GE off the 87, back to the high of the day. That doesn't look too bad. At least not the intraday high, which is 87.62, but at least the closing of those candles right back up there. Microsoft strong off to that 250 level that we talked about on the daily on Friday, where it really started getting away from. Now this looks actually strong as it starts coming back here. This is one that, of course, has the AI talk, right? So keep your eyes on that. That's why I wouldn't fight AI either. That could keep going. And for that mention, why not sound, right? It is holding 3 again. So keep in mind, AI keeps running. Sound just went through that 3. Now 322s. This is not a bad one to keep on watch. Not my type of stocks like always, team, but I'm going to always try to at least mention them for you guys, that then you guys can take a look. Hit the like Rashad says. Definitely smash it up. Did you come back up? It happens sometimes, team. It happens. That's the one I got stopped out earlier. It's already back up. It happens. Well, you went up, said Sam.
Appreciate it, Sam. Thank you. Only trade I've got on right now is Tesla.
I got about 4 trades on. Looking for Oracle to continue. CRM would stay strong, right? Well, that doesn't look too bad there. We'll look to see if that can keep pushing. Adobe is another one that I'm looking to stay strong. That's right here in the middle. Look at that. Nice little push there. Netflix was one we were looking at that was strong. I was looking for pullbacks there to 319. Never came to it, but it did go to the VWAP. Now pushing back. I like Netflix overall just for the longer term, like little pullback here off this kind of daily trend line. Doesn't look too bad there. Disney's might not be doing too bad either if Netflix is doing good. There you see it. Disney up. CDIO, right? Not a bad one. Not a bad one to mention. I like to mention Crow. Support off 6. That's what I like off that one. I like how you tried to crack 6 today and you wicked through it to like 582s. So as long as I feel like 6 holds on that now, I like it. But it needs to come back up and make a big move to 8, right? That's the bigger move on that CDIO. Actually don't mind it on pullbacks. AAL looking to finally give me that move back up towards the 1660s so I can take some profit on this one as we get there towards like 5% on the name. Going to take some profit and then look to see if it can continue running. Swing trade from last week. Let's see if this can keep pushing. Apple, there's the 155.01. You went to 155.21. I thought it would act as a little bit of resistance, and you can see that right now. You can see it's acting like a little bit of resistance. But now let's see if we can actually clear it, right? Let's see if we can clear it through 156. That's where your resistance comes into play. That's a daily resistance to the left-hand side. You fought up here. Let's see what happens now. SPY overall just hanging out here. It went to the 407, but overall, if we could keep this trend going, team, I know that there's a lot of people saying that we're trading sideways right now, but that looks like a little bit of some strength coming back to the markets. Snap up. No, Pinterest was trading higher because of the TikTok news. I think Snap is trading higher because of TikTok news also. So some people are really thinking that TikTok's going to get the ban hammer. So they're trading Snap and Pinterest to the upside because of that. Is that correct? I mean, that's up to you, right? I don't think it needs to be correct or not for you to trade it. Snap, really strong on the day. Nice little 7% VWAP bounce. And from the open, this is up like about 8%. Snappy snap. Interest. And Meta trades with that trade too. That TikTok trade. Not as strong, but that's why I'm not shorting Meta. I want to short Meta, I'll tell you right now. But if TikTok, for some reason, were to get banned, I think Meta would get a bonus off of that. So you got to be careful with that, at least in my eyes, and why I'm not shorting Meta for this gap fill on the downside. To each his own, right?
My test. Go ahead.
Sober? It's moving a little bit, Crow. BKNG, a little bounce. We shorted that gap close, and I'm glad I closed it right on the gap close, which was 18s, because it's back to 1928. This looks like it could continue a little bit. Nice little move there for the 15-minute high to start holding 920s now and start pushing to like 1950s. Doesn't look too bad. Next daily high here is going to be to 1984. So maybe you get a nice little push here in DKNG. AM moving up now. That looks interesting for the 8 push. We talked about that. That's nice little levels there. Boom. Hourly support coming into play today, team. This is why I talk about the hourly support. Look at the hourly support in this name on Friday, right? Look at all this action here down in this area, right? If you attack that area down there, you can have as small as risk down to maybe 625 because nothing hits this hourly low of 618. That could have been your risk. You're risking about 20 cents. What's the move to the upside? The move to the upside, 60 cents. That's the type of style of trading, at least that I like, right? 60 cents upside, 20-cent risk, 3-1. Let's go. Let's get it. We'll see what happens. AM, Crow, not a bad one. And a nice little push there to 775. We'll see if we get to the 8 spot. Daily levels just went through that 740 or 739 resistance. Look for maybe you find support now towards that 740, and then you look for that expansion move to 8. Doesn't look bad there, AM. Nice little push. What was the other one that we were looking at? CDIO, right? Back to the 6. I look for it to hold 6, come back up through 640s. Oracle, what's up, man? You going to make the move or not? Look at this 15-minute buildup. It tried to get through that 90-25s. Clear resistance, right? We'll see if we get back up through here. But this is the pattern that I'm trading. If it cracks through here, this is going to stop us out, break even on the rest. And I'm okay with that.
I did go to get stopped out on that Tesla, so that one I did take an L on.
Tesla
above.
Tesla Dragon. Were you shorting it?
Yeah, I was short at that 150. Here, I'll show you guys again, and I'll take a look at it at trade. I was short here at the break of at the retest of the 195.51 level here. Unfortunately, it did not go to move all the way up. Just made a nice little move to the upside, so I did go ahead and get out. If we're taking a look at the daily on here, let's see what we got here. There should be. Looking to see if it wants to go ahead and fill this gap that we have. So it'll be interesting to see if SPY wants to fill that gap all the way up to the 408s.
I'm looking for pullbacks to 196, and I actually like Tesla long off of 196. So I'm going to look to see if I can get that pullback. Let's see if we can get it. If not, if it takes off through 197, I'm just leaving it alone. SPY overall, we're holding up here, but we're starting to pull back, team. So we could get the 405, maybe 50 pullback on the SPY. I'm not saying that I want that to happen. You guys know I'm trading a little bullish today, but at the same time, it looks like we could get the SPY pullback to the kind of the VWAP. AM halt, says Laura. There you go. AM. Did it get to the 8s? Oh, it didn't halt. I don't have it halted. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have AM halted. It did get to the 8s, though. Look at that little test down in that 640 range. Whew. Someone was able to nail that. Power to you guys. SPY overall, just hanging up out here. Tesla looking for the pullback to 196. Can I get it? If not, I think it could take off from there on the 197s. 195 was interesting. If I take 196, I'll risk off 195. GNS. GNS. I think someone knows GNS here.
Oh, the interview?
Yeah, you remember?
Yeah. I know this. I've seen the CL continue tweeting about. I'm still waiting to see. I think they were, I don't want to misquote, they were looking at a special dividend or something like that, if my memory serves me correct. Again, don't quote me on it. It's been almost a month, I think, since I did that interview with him.
Yeah. I'll take the special divvy.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. We'll see if we get the pullback there. I like the 4 pullback for GNS. I think it's a little bit of ways away from where I would go after it, but that's if you're looking maybe at just the VWAP also. We'll We'll see what happens there. Tesla, you going to pull back there for me? Going to give me a chance? Oh, it's looking like it. Looking like it. All right, just leveling in orders here, team. Trying to level in some orders here for Tesla. All right, we'll see what happens here. Setting up some orders. I'll let you know if I get some fill on the pullback. GNS offered digital coupon per share. Can I get one?
Digital coupon per share. That's interesting.
Can I get one? I want a coupon.
TRKA says
Digital coupon per share. I have yet to hear that one. Have you heard that one before, Zunaid?
sounds like a
And you and I mean,
warrant type of situation. But again, I don't know, dude. I don't those type of stocks, investments. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm not going to pretend like I know. ONCS.
Tesla. No fill for me on the bullbacks. You evil stock, you. Canceling the orders for now, team, on the Tesla. Da-na-na, da-na-na.
The Saints have emerged as front runners to sign quarterback Derek Carr.
Let's go! That's what we got. Zunaid even bringing in the sports report right there, right? We might have to.
I was like, what?
We'll probably get a copyright strike for that little noise in the back, but
I was like, why in the world am I getting an ESPN alert at 10:30 in the morning on a Monday?
Who was it for Derek Carr?
Saints
Front
runners, nothing official, but yeah.
I mean, they'd be a lot better with Derek Carr than probably
Mr.
what
Kraft.
they have. Yeah, I mean. Here's the pullback. We got to 196.10. Can I get the Tesla? Might be too picky here.
Nvidia going crazy. Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, Nvidia found support. I was a little annoyed because I thought it would go right off rip on the retest on the first 15-minute candle, but I was clearly wrong. But yeah, Nvidia's going nuts here as it moves to the upside with volume as well. Now trading at about 241.33s. I would wait for the retest of 140s to get into this one.
All right, just got the starter there in Tesla. Very small starter, right? I'm looking to add. I leveled it right below 196.2 to add on anything that clicked below that, like on a wick basis. But I just got the starter there on Tesla, 196.02.
I've got an order out to purchase Nvidia at 240.15s on the retest of the 240 break of highs.
Nvidia. You can put Nvidia here. Ooh, that one's pushing, man.
Yeah.
I liked AMD earlier. Did AMD get the same drive? Oh, look at that one. Oh, that one's gonna be probably like my miss of the day right there. We'll see what happens on that one, but nice little push there at AMD. I like that Dan Loeb kind of position, the passive stake that went in there.
Not familiar with it, but I take your word for it.
Yeah, man. You know I catch things like that. Passive stake investor jumps in it. I start looking at it. Got one ad there. Average 196 here for Tesla. Didn't go far enough to get the second ad. I had some leveled in there. I got one ad there. Come on, Tesla. Now take off through 197. That's what I'm going to be looking for. If it takes off through that 197, I'll be looking a lot better because now we'll be holding VWAP for pullbacks. AMC up on news. What? Cocaine Bear? I can't even take it serious, but I'll take a look at what's the news, Becca. Thank you. Yeah, AMC pushing there, 668, 669. This is right here. Sports Journal tweets, Creed 3 set the record for $58.7 million for the biggest sports film opening weekend in history. So it looks like it wasn't the Cocaine Bear this time. It was Creed 3 stepping up to the plate with a little fight action, a little haymaker back. Come on. What's up out there? You gonna go watch Creed 3, Zunaid?
I haven't even seen 1 and 2, to be honest.
I know. I had a feeling you'd say that.
I haven't even seen 1 and 2.
All right, there's Tesla, guys. 196.57. Can I take out the 197? Come on. Get back that reversal back towards, I think we can get to 200 if we push through that 197. So I'm going to be holding for a nice little move. We can get Tesla moving. And you guys heard this morning, I was like, I like Tesla a little bit to the upside a little bit. Maybe I'm a little bit biased here, but like always, you guys choose your own investment advice. I like the pullback levels that I set, at least for myself, attacking not at the 196.70s, but coming back towards the 196. I think that was a good, at least, outlook in the entry outlook. Now it's at the point where the market could just work, right? It's either going to stop me out or work in my favor. We can't really view that as being right or wrong. We set the trade, let the trade work. AMC. Actually, like CNK, all this is happening, but CNK is actually holding trend. So I know that you guys like AMC, but to tell you the truth, a little part of me likes CNK. Cinemark Holdings. Tesla, what you gonna do for me? Right back down to that 196 area. SPY overall, popping a little bit here around the 407s. See if we can take that out. What are we gonna get? This 15-minute candle gonna go red on the SPY?
I'll be right back.
All right, gotta keep my eye on Tesla here. Tesla. Oracle's looking good for me. I'm going to keep letting that one work, team. NVIDIA, I'll put up here on the left. To the 5-minute here on Tesla. Kind of look at where we're at. Could get some pullback fills here. Still like it. So remember, the risk is going to be down towards that 195. Could get some pullback fills here. NVIDIA turning around from that 241. Just keeping an eye out on the SPY. See what's going to happen there. Have it on the 5-minute here. Sober. Yay, EMPH still seems to have some juice. Hey, shout out to you, Cameron, and being able to nail that one. Tesla forming an inverse head and shoulders. The only problem with inverse head and shoulders is that I don't feel at least they work on an intraday basis. But you look into your own statistical data to kind of look at that. Do you have special settings for your lights when SPY reaches 420? Migo, come on. There's something else when the SPY reaches 420, man. Come on.
On NVIDIA, I went ahead and so here, let me go ahead.
All right, we're getting some pullback bills on Tesla there. Now I'm at 195.75 just to kind of give that outlook, right? We got a fill there at 62 and 41s. So not too bad. We're averaged in here, 41s, 62s on the pullback. Now we're averaged towards 94.75, which is right here. Going to hold to 195. Really, it's all about the SPY, though, right? We get a big pullback to the VWAP, probably going to get stopped out, a pullback through those levels. But if we can reverse back through 197, we'll be looking good. We'll see if we stay in the bullish trend today.
I was stretching my legs, and then I got a notification that my NVIDIA fill was taken care of on the buy side at 240.15. The reason I bought this one is because you can see you had resistance earlier in the day. We popped above. Now we get the retest of the 240 level. Do we hold? I don't really know. We'll find out, but I'm risking $100 to find out if this trade works out for me or not. You do have, let's take a look at the SPY. SPY went ahead and hit the 407s coming to the downside. You hit 303s on the Qs coming to the downside just by 40 cents. Though it's not like we're completely coming crashing or anything like that. But once again, we waited for the retest. I love the entry here. Now we wait and see if it works out in my favor or not. I might move my stop loss up by about 40 cents or so, but I just got the alerts. I wanted to come back and let y'all know for transparency purposes.
All right, well, we'll see what happens in at least Oracle still looking great for me. It's working for the break. We'll just look to see if we get the breakout or not, right? That's the right-hand chart. That's been from 89.61. We have taken first profits, looking for that to continue through 90.25. CRM is one that I liked on near that stock. And then Tesla, just have it set now. Well, if I come back up through 196, I can add one last time. I'll be the 5th add there, and then I'm full sized in off 195. We'll see what happens there on Tesla. SPY overall just hanging in here. That doesn't make me feel too bad because we didn't just get the whip down to like VWAP, right? This would be more of that concerning level where we get a whip down to VWAP because we're a little bit extended away from VWAP here, which is around 405.78. Let's look to see if we get the 407 push. That's what I'll be looking for especially for like the Tesla trade and Oracle continuation. Ulta earnings. Any thought on the expected price action? Martine, I've in the past, Ulta has pulled back a little bit on earnings, and I feel like all the times that it's done that, it's been an opportunity. But that's just based off the chart, right? We'll see what happens on earnings. I can tell you right now, I don't like to call earnings because it's a lot of times it's just a coin flip. And if we're playing coin flips, I mean, let's just be honest. Like, there's no edge there. I have no juice to feel like I can pull it, right? You always got to look for alpha. And if you can't find it, well, I don't think guessing is the way to find it sometimes. But to each his own, right? If you feel it can continue, maybe you have a position in the past or a long-term investing position, I still like Ultra.
You've got NVIDIA now. Nice little move. Nice little purchase at the 240 area. Now we're moving on up. Come on, baby. 241.15s is our take profit. Can we get another 15 cents? Can we get another 15 cents? Nope. Come on. We got to go to the upside, not the downside. Come on.
Tesla I'm going to go to move back to 196. Rejected that move. Back to you, my friend.
Now you're good. You're good. I'm just going to move my stop loss to the lower wick here. So I'm risking $30 on this trade now. Come on. I know you got another 15 cents in you. Oh, my goodness. GNS running. Running. Yeah, you wanted to, it's not even at highs just yet, but it did go ahead and break this level here at the 431, which was the highs on Friday. I wouldn't know how to play this stock besides the $4 level. So you have 4 that kind of held as resistance when it popped above. Never got a clean retest. Got it about 407s. But I'm locked in on NVIDIA one more time.
Yo, Zunaid, you still on Mission Swole?
Mission Swole. Yeah, I've got, matter of fact, if we go ahead and look, I'm getting back into it. So got my
boy.
What is this? A liter? 2 liters? I don't know what this is.
All right, I like this comeback now here. It's starting to come back here. Let's see if we can clear 196 on Tesla and actually push up there. It went last time wicking. Let's see if we get it now.
All right, profit taken on NVIDIA. So nice little play there on the retest of the 240s. Glad we waited for that, right? Great entry, great profit taking, and we're out.
And rolling.
You have Kala now. Excuse me, not Kala. You have AI $30 resistance. And then above that, I think 30.50 could be an interesting area as well. And we talked about Boeing, right? And we said, look, if you want to play this one to the long side, your risk off would be the low of day. And also, which happened to be the low on Friday. And look at that nice little move to the upside. Now it's interesting that it reclaimed 212 as well, because 212 was another area of resistance right there. So you had resistance there. You found support, cracked. Now you're back above it. Wouldn't play this one anymore, but a nice little play on Boeing. We had alerts set to go short, not necessarily to go long. 303 on the Qs looking to break now. This is where you had resistance earlier in the day.
One more ad there for Tesla. Average is 195.79. So all in now, at least for like the position sizing, right? So now I'm looking forward to start clearing 196 and holding 196. That would be a good level. Oracle pushing higher. That looks good there for me. SPY coming back for the 406.90 spot. Can it clear and close on a 5-minute above 407? That's what I'm looking for. Coin interesting, says SRT8. Curl said Sober took 2. Grateful Grateful to God says, "Where's my secret juice?"
You had so you've got support here on coin at 68. So if you're looking to go long, risk off of the break on that. But 69 is obviously resistance there as well. Clearly can be seen. And then, of course, if we go back to the SPY, excuse me, the Qs, the 303 was resistance, but now we're popping above.
Let's go. Tesla's starting to get back there, guys. We're back to the VWAP now. Now we want to see 197s taken out on, at least for me, I'm bullish on Tesla. Looking for that SPY 407. What are you seeing, my friend?
I'm just trying to draw cute little drawings here on Tesla to see if it kind of breaks this very short trend line.
You got it. I can't blame you for that outlook, right? Because then that's when it starts getting out of the bearish trend.
Yep. 407s obviously is an area to break on the SPY. You've already broken 303s on the Qs. So the Qs are stronger. You can also see that here as the Qs are up more than 1%. And you've got SPY that's almost up 0.75%. All right, take care, Jan. I'm going to go to work here in a moment as well. I guess this is also part of my work, but nonetheless. Let's see what happens at the trend line.
I'm still holding that one, Jan. Still haven't taken profits. I'm looking for a 1660 run in AAL to take some profits today. So just to give you the level that I'm looking at, so that would be a move towards 1666, which would give me 5% on the name. There's a push through 407 on the SPY. We're going to look to see if it closes on a 5-minute basis. We started this 5-minute candle at 1040. At 1045, you'll get a new candle. I'm looking to see if it closes above 407 for confirmation for upside action. Tesla, right back to 196.78, trying to get through that 197. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Sorry for the no music lately. Lately, I've just been so focused on the trading that it's hard for me to focus on the music, but I can bring at least a little tunes here before we get out of here.
Woo, look at that move. Tesla just kind of creeped on up. Nice little break. It says, screw your drawing. Because that one's looking to go. Well, it still has about 2 points to go before it goes from red to green again. But
there we go.
Move on Apple as well. Nice. Nice.
Almost pushing through the high on Oracle, and that's becoming a swing trade now, team, with the rest of the sizing that I have. That's looking great. 90.33s. There's a nice push on the SPY. We got about what? Couple seconds on this candle. Looks like we might close it above 407s. Tesla came right to that 197. Now I'm looking for VWAP to hold 196.28. And what would we be? Clear into the green there. BBIO pulled back nice. CRM, Brook, 188. CRM was one that I clearly saw. I just couldn't catch it, right? Nice little VWAP bounce there. Look at the right-hand side here. CRM's continuing to push. That one looks nice off the reversal off 185 today. And, of course, that one came back to an hourly support after earnings and now starting to drive up. Doesn't look too bad there. That's why I'm in Oracle. And we played this one off sympathy as soon as we saw that CRM report. And look at that Oracle chart on the daily. That's looking strong at least. So I like this move here on Oracle. I'm going to continue to let it work. It's paid me well already on the day. And now I'm looking for it to really make an expansion move.
NVIDIA through 242. Yes, sir. You had the 240 break. You had the retest. That's where we got in. We got out on a one-to-one trade. Don't have any shares left, nor do I have any contracts left. As that one moves to the upside. Matter of fact, here, let me see if I can. Let's see. Yeah, never mind. It's not going to let me show that. But nice little move on NVIDIA. Now, if you're looking at, if you're trying to play the long side, right, I still would not chase here. I would wait for some pullbacks. Where could you find some opportunities? 303s on the Qs, 407s on the SPY, right? And you would risk about 50 cents. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put money where my mouth is. I'm going to go ahead and buy About 200 shares of SPY at around 407s, and then I'm going to risk about $100. Let's go about 125 and look to make about 125. But we're going to wait for the pullback. That's where we're going to try to go ahead and trade. I'm going to risk $50 and look to make $50. And we'll see if we get filled.
Let's go. Let's go.
Great job, Wellness. I'm glad you played off of that 240 pounds. That was a great entry. Even if we lost money on that, still a great entry.
AAL to 1655, looking for that last little push there to take some profits in that swing. Tesla looking good here. Just needs to hold VWAP pullbacks. Going to keep a watch on that. We did get the close on the candle to 407.34s. Now you're getting pullbacks close to that 407. Let's look for that to hold as support and continue stair-stepping up. That's what I'm looking for, especially around the 406.98s.
All right. Scary, scary, scary. We did go ahead and get filled on our SPYs. So we got the pullback we wanted. Now what do? Do we make our march towards 407.69s, or do we go ahead and give me an L at 406.45? Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Time for the tunes. Because it's the soul of the world. We got Zunaid back, man. We got the soul, baby.
I appreciate that. And you and Ryan did a great job holding it down. I appreciate it.
Jay says Oracle reports Thursday. Remember that. Appreciate the extra details, Jay.
There's a SPY. Could not hold 407.07s. Coming down.
You know, I like my pullback and loose approach, right? Because one thing that I can clearly see is the SPYs are like already a little extended on the day. So in my eyes, we're going to continue either having one of those like Friday and Thursday days, or we're going to probably just break here and come back to VWAP. So what I can do here is I can actually put Tesla break even on the rest, and it should, at least in my technical wise, should hold the VWAP. I'm here down at 195.79. So with the small share size that I have, I'm just going to put it at 195.75 to get out if we start getting this reversal action. But if it just keeps kind of pushing, I can keep riding the name. So we'll see what happens there. Oracle did get through that high, so I'm going to keep riding that trade. That's going to be at least it for the trading action today. And I'm sure that Zunaid is probably starting to wrap up too. We're at that 10:50s. We're going to be wrapping up here in just a couple of minutes. Just wanted to put some good vibes in here. Like always, team, keep working on your skills. We got more for you here on Benzinga. We got start swing trading, right? 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Don't miss it today. We got beach bum trading. Yes, the same guy you see in the chat all the time talking about some positions going to be joining me today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. Of course, the show, Start Swing Trading, starts at 3 p.m.
All right, you've got the SPY coming back, hopefully reclaiming this 407s. Again, even if we lose on this, I'm okay with it because if we got it on the pullback, we got a good entry. Not all trades are going to work.
Beats the man, says Walter. Yeah, check it out, team. What's the target on CRM, Talib? I didn't really have one. I just was more along with just looking at the chart and seeing the relative strength, right? And so what I would do is I'd be looking at that hourly chart and probably looking at that day where it kind of broke out high, right? And so the first stop for me on the hourlies is like up here towards 188.50s. That's the first stop, just hourly level, right? And so you guys can see that drawn on the line like that. Just draw it right there towards the resistance of that recent hourly action. But if you can really reclaim that, what I'm really looking at to the left is this above towards 192.95s, or maybe even just slightly below that, right? It's 193 if you want to round it. That's the big breakout move. That's what I'd be looking for in the next couple of days. But what I like is the bottoming action off that 185, right? That bottoming action gave you that good level to go off of. We'll see what happens. All right. Any last outlook on the SPY overall, Zunaid? What do you think?
No, man, still waiting to see what happens at this 407. Obviously, my trade is in the red. I'm down about $50 or so. Two things are going to happen. If this 15-minute candle closes below 407, even if my stop is not hit, I will go ahead and get out. Or my stop will get hit before the close, or my profit target will get hit before the close. But nonetheless, we'll see what happens. I am risking about $124 on the trade. And yeah, it's good to be back. See y'all tomorrow. And it's kind of pretty much all I got.
Yeah, man. Not a worry, man. It was good to definitely have you back on, and definitely we're going to keep pushing. Let's keep going. We'll take a last little look into the market, and we'll start wrapping up, team. You guys, do us a favor. I know that you guys focus on your trading a lot, but when you guys get a chance, smash that like button. It really just goes and shows Benzinga that you guys want us on and continuing this show, right? You guys want us to continue doing the show. Well, a lot of that depends on how we perform. And if you guys don't smash the like, it could replace us, right? We don't want them to do that. Now, the big thing there is just give us the feedback. Plus a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Honestly, I'm not the type of person that I'm like, you only got to give a thumbs up. No, I just want your clear opinion on what you guys think about the show. Thumbs up or thumbs down. That's all that matters to me. And that way, I know if I see a lot of thumbs down, hey, we need to change something up. If I see thumbs up, hey, we're doing good, baby. Let's keep it up.
By the way, before we go, let me quick question here. Let me see what the chat thinks. Okay, let me pull it up first. Here's the question. Let me type it out fully.
Type it out. I'll take a last little look at my swings, right? AAL starting to make the move towards 1655. Look to see if I take some of that profit there. Looks like he's putting in some math there for you guys.
What's the answer? What's the answer?
What is the answer there?
What's the answer is a question. All right, we've got influence saying it's 1.
It's 1? Come on, guys.
Someone said 8. 9
Come
is going to
on.
be another one that people say, I'm sure. Yep, there's the 9. It's crazy. It's something that the Twitter sphere is talking about, and I just thought it was interesting.
So
it's
of course,
how we have so many different answers.
Of course, the rule would be there to first go with the 3, right? The plus in the parentheses, right?
Aunt Sally, yep.
Come on, man. I'm a good math guy. I'll tell you that. So then after that, you get a division and a multiplication, right? To tell you the truth, you wouldn't go to the multiplication first. You have to do division first. So 6 divided by 2, and then it'd be parentheses that 3. So I would say it would be 3, and then what? Times 3. So it's 9. I'm with you guys on the 9 answer.
9. Okay. All right.
I'm with you, Rick.
We've got ones mainly.
I'm with you, Saeed.
We've got majority ones. We got a few 9s. I might have to clip this. We might have to clip this. Matter of fact, and post it on socials and Instagram to see what people think. But
no, you know what we do? Let's ask Chat GDP.
I did, and the answer came out to 1. But
to
if you
1?
ask, yeah. But if you ask Texas Instrument, the answer was 9.
All right, I'm putting it in right now. We're gonna find out.
Here, I'll
let's see if it gives the same answer. What if it's giving different answers?
It'd be crazy if it gave you a different answer than it gave me. That would be nuts.
That would be the more nuts one, right? All right, let's see what it does. I'm asking it now. Let's see if it can give it.
Here, look. What was it? 6 divided by 2. And then it was 1 plus 2 equals, right? Is that what it was?
Yep. We're having fun here, team. We're checking out some chat
here.
GPT, seeing how it's doing.
Let me do this here. All right, here we go. You ready?
All right, let's get it. Man, it's thinking a long time for this answer. I'll tell you that. I put it in, and it's just like I stumped the GPT. What we got here?
It's gonna come out as 9. Wait,
9, baby.
There. And then it came out as 1.
It can be either. There's no way.
Wow.
This is why math failed us, team. This is why we don't go to school anymore.
I mean, wow. You know?
Depends how you write it. I agree. That's really where it comes down to.
But in the way that I wrote it, what's the answer? You know what I mean? Even then, because I wrote it the same way and interpreted the same way, and it still gave me 2 different answers. Anyway, nonetheless,
that's going to do it for us, team. You just never know. Today, you guys found out even ChatGPT could have 2 answers for a mathematical equation. How do you guys feel about that one?
There you go.
I don't think you guys will see that on any other show today. We bring it to you guys here. Smash the thumbs up. Like always, we'll be back tomorrow, team. Zunaid,
pleasure.
Great
buddy.
having you back, my friend.
Thank you.
Definitely. All right, Zunaid's getting out of here. We're going to wrap up, team. We'll see you guys on the Swing Trading Show. That's going to be up next. That's at 3 p.m. Eastern. So we take a little break here, team. Go ahead, have some lunch, whatever you need to do. Come back. Start swing trading. I want to see you guys over there. We'll talk a little bit about this, right? And we'll see if Tesla, if I stay in it, I still have it working. What did it do? It held VWAP, 196 pullbacks. As long as it's holding that 196, we're still in this. We'll look to see if we can hang in there. Oracle still working, but turned around a little bit from that 90.50. We'll look to see if that can continue going. Of course, if it goes to break even, I'll be out of that name. And AAL still hasn't gotten me that gainer. We'll find out. Find out all of this and more on Start Swing Trading, where we talk about swing trading setups. You day traders out there, check it out. You never know when swing trading might become your bread and butter. You know what I always say? I always say on Start Swing Trading that a lot of the day traders that fail at day trading end up being swing traders. So who knows? Maybe you might want to check out swing trading before that happens, right? We'll find out. I'll see you guys a little bit later, 3 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. And we'll keep pushing forward, team. Smash the like, have fun, and keep pushing hard on your skills. What?